Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Coprolites podcast, where we take shit seriously. Today, we don't got Rick here because Rick's Rick, and we have Fred and David because they show up all the time.
Yeah.
Today we're reviewing Pixar's newest movie called The Good Dinosaur, and depending on who you ask, it's either really good or really bad. So we're here to give our opinions on this, and I know we have a variety of opinions on that matter. So whoever wants
Let's ride.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Let's ride.
So who wants to go first?
Could go by.
You can go first. I don't care if it goes first.
No, let's let Fred go first because Marty, we know you don't like it, and you know that
I like it for logical reasons.
and I'm trying to be like kind of like the positive side. So let's let Fred go first. I think he's pretty neutral on this.
So like good news and then the bad news, pretty much kind of thing we're doing here.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's gonna be more like good and then bad, and then I'll try to like see if I can make people think a little bit more positively, that kind of thing. Also, we need to say spoiler alert because we're gonna give away a lot of crap.
Like whatever's in the fucking film, it's not a lot.
Well, there will be spoilers, so if they want to see it, they should not watch this.
So we're just gonna jump into spoilers one time.
No, all the time, because there's no way to avoid spoilers in this barren-ass movie.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So if you haven't watched the film yet, then go see it and then you come back. All right, folks. All right. So
Yep.
my thoughts, like David said, I'm kind of neutral on it. I was totally looking forward to it and everything, and I finally watched it the other day. I didn't go to a theater. I saw a downgraded version on the internet.
You got a criminal here, guys.
Oh, whatever. But no, on a scale of 1 to 10, at first I gave it like a 7.5, but I think I'm just gonna dial it a little bit back to like a 7. I don't know what it was really weird. I could have sworn this film was gonna be really good from all the advertising and shit, but then when I watched it, there were just a couple disappointing things right off the bat that I noticed, and obviously the first thing that was pretty disappointing for everybody, for a lot of us, was the designs of the characters, because I understand why they did it, because of the whole, they want the nature to be the main antagonist. I totally get that, but you didn't have to sacrifice really good character design for that to happen, because it just looks like a straight up kids film, and only kids, and it's not even like an intelligent kids film. It's
more like preschool.
Yeah, it's like preschoolers, because it's just, oh look, dinosaurs on the screen, yippee, and that's it. And then I don't know, that was the first thing for me, was the character designs. They could have done a lot better. They're good designs, but for the background and the story that it has to do with and what goes on in the movie, I say they should have changed it for sure. The character design doesn't match the film itself at all.
I totally agree with that.
Like honestly, I would have preferred if they would have went more like the same route they did with their first dinosaur movie with Aladar. If they would have went in that direction, it would have looked, like better than Walking with Dinosaurs. It would have been pretty nice. But I feel like the reason they did that with the art style was I feel like the dinosaurs were supposed to look kind of like, I guess, pay a sort of homage to the way Rex from Toy Story looks.
Yeah,
because there's a little bit of similarity there. But the problem is you don't really see it that much in the T-Rexes. Like
the T-Rexes look more anthropomorphic and childish looking than Rex actually does, to some degree.
Somewhat anatomical.
They're not even consistent though. Like each one of them looks really different.
Yeah.
Like Nash kind of looks like Rex.
Nash
what's
is
the big
the
guy's name?
most oddest one. Nash. Then there's Ramsey, which is the sister.
What was the big guy's name?
Butch.
What?
Butch? Okay, I never remember that shit.
Watched
anyway,
it twice, and you don't even know. This is how forgettable this movie is.
Yes, actually. But Butch looks basically completely different. And then and Ramsey is like the closest to being kind of accurate with her skull shape and stuff, but like
she's lacking the lips that Nash has.
Yeah, like they all look different, which is not terrible, I guess. So it's like it's not like you'll get them mixed up, but it's just kind of like I don't know. It's just
The character design overall was just very odd, except for the pterosaurs, which I thought were probably the best designed characters in the entire film, aside from the Styracosaurus that we were introduced to quite early in the film, actually.
That was
yeah.
another.
I
That was another
actually
issue with me. It was that it's pretty cool character. It was kind of interesting and fairly new. Like what Marty was telling me earlier, it's fairly new character we've never seen, especially in the design as well. But then we only get him for like 2 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah, we
That was
don't.
another issue of mine.
That was
yeah, he was a side
the
character.
character in the whole movie, and we get him for 2 minutes. Everybody else is a stock character that we've seen from time again.
Pretty much. But
Yeah, I will say though, I am really happy with how the pterosaurs came out, especially Thunderclap. The overall
Oh yeah,
gestures and stuff,
Oh, yeah.
manners, the way the characters moved in
the
relation to like
animation,
the
the
actual like,
poses. Oh yeah, all that was
they
done
were
really well.
beautifully rendered.
because
Probably
it's
clashed the best with the environment out of any of the characters.
yeah, because like because the designs for the characters they were really goofy and silly looking, but at the same time, well, except for like the sauropods were so weird. But like the pterosaurs, the T Rexes, and the even the wrestlers weren't that bad. Like they had like this kind of like structural sensibility to them, which is kind of nice. The ways they moved and stuff was
Yeah, but
natural.
yeah, my only issue with like the raptor designs, I liked how the bodies were made. It looked really nice and slick. It's something I would see from a Pixar movie, but it's just the way they had them all really ugly and gnarly looking in the face and the feathers. It just kind of threw me
Well,
off
I mean,
a little bit. I mean, I know for character design it's supposed to be kind of like that, but
well, I mean, to their defense, they were supposed to be like the heel rods, the hicks.
I
Of,
know. But I'm just saying, you know, my opinion. I'm just.
Like I agree with both of you because the second time I
It's
watched
not
it,
an
I had
issue
a
for me. It was just like a little tiny nitpicky thing, I guess.
dang, Fred. I wasn't done.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead, dude.
But the second time I watched it, I actually noticed just how like disturbing and imposing some of the designs were, especially the wrestlers and the pterosaurs. Because my friend who was with me, she was just pointing out how just like freaky looking they were. And it's like the first time through watching it, I didn't really care so much because they were just so cartoony. But it's just like when I actually did kind of just look at them and just kind of just focus in on the way they move and talk and stuff, I'm like, they are actually really gross looking. And it's like I've heard people say that this movie has this like darkness that kind of comes out of nowhere, but it's kind of there the whole time. It's just it just bounces back and forth between being really silly looking and goofy, but there's just this like inherent like I don't want to say creepiness, but just like you mostly see it in the sort of antagonist characters, but there's just this really like harshness to the story overall. Because like friggin' Arlo's always getting smacked around, knocking his head on things. There's just like constant like peril and like this like intense like
Violence.
I don't know if I
not,
necessarily agree with
that's
that, but I'll let you talk. I'll,
like there's just so many problems around every corner in this movie. Like he basically never catches a break, and there's just something happening every couple minutes.
Yeah.
well, I mean, if something happens to me every couple minutes, that doesn't mean my day's going to be a dark, gloomy day.
Oh yeah, but nobody
I
tries to eat
feel
you.
like. I'm sorry, go on.
I say yeah, but nobody tries to eat you.
I was trying to eat Arlo before the pterosaurs.
The snake.
Fuck the snake.
That's my favorite
really
character,
glad
by the
that
way.
They added the legs to the snake. I actually kind of like that.
That's David's favorite character.
That snake is my favorite character, and he just gets whooped by Spot. Okay, yeah, okay, Spot. I can't stand that name for that character. I really don't like that because
Yeah.
I know it's supposed to be like a boy and his dog story, but come on now.
Speaking of Spot, Spot was the most pointless character in this fucking film. I cannot stand him. He was so needless. You could take him out of the movie and it wouldn't change that much.
He could be replaced by another kind of critter. It didn't really have to
Yeah.
be human.
I'll agree with that.
He
That
didn't bring anything new. All he was just there.
he was Arlo's pet.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, honestly, like from the very beginning when they were saying, "What if the dinosaurs never died out?" and they kind of like show you the glimpse of the little cave boy, I was kind of expecting this movie to come out to be something more like The Croods or something, with like a kind of like
It looked
like
that way from the snake.
like The Croods, Ice Age, something along those kinds of vibes. I was expecting to have something more like that, but like honestly, like my biggest like I say gripe about the movie is literally the concept, because it's like the dinosaurs, they have this like sort of they're evolving the way we did, so it's like they're starting to do like agriculture and like cowboy farming and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I would expect dinosaurs to just be more advanced dinosaurs and still act primal and stuff, but just
Yeah.
like
The number one problem with that concept, the concept isn't bad inherently. It's that they didn't take advantage of it, where the dinosaurs evolved their different anatomical features.
Wasted potential.
They did,
yeah, because like it's
like we got a Patasaurus from the Jurassic that somehow survived the Cretaceous, which somehow then survived to present day, and we got T-Rexes who did the same thing. It just, there's no speculative evolution that would have, Pixar would have been amazing when developing these new characters, because literally can do whatever you want. It's spec evolution. I feel like
yeah, exactly.
they got the freedom to do that. They would have turned out amazing, but it's another, they jumped the shark on it,
And then they added like mammals and large mammals and a little and humans and shit. I see the whole the bare bone concept of what if the asteroid missed? How would life go on? That is an interesting concept. But then they added humans and shit, and I was just like, oh my god, I know where this is going.
you literally didn't even need that.
It just turned really goofy. It went from interesting to goofy, and you were just like, I know who this is aimed for.
Yeah. Yeah. It was aimed for small children. It wasn't even aimed for the typical audience a Pixar film generally has, which is mostly young children to adults.
Because like just, I remember just watching the opening scene where you see, oh man, Arlo's dad.
I don't remember. That's how forgettable this is.
I can't remember his name.
Nope.
I watched it twice and I can't remember. That's how forgettable this fucking film is.
We'll just call his dad Mufasa, because
No! That's a disgrace.
How do you compare this movie to that?
The god that is Mufasa. That is a
he
disgrace.
died like the same way.
Yeah, they kind of do. Except,
how could you compare that lame ass Apatosaurus to fucking James Earl Jones?
yeah, man, Darth Vader. Why do you fucking, man?
Hey, watch your mouth. There are probably kids watching this too.
Oh.
Sorry, kiddies, but fuck you.
Wow.
I'm sorry, being needlessly rude here.
He's being See, this is the frustration Marty gets when he sees a shit movie.
I do not like this movie one bit, and you guys remembered how like fanboyish I was going into it.
Yeah.
I was going fanboy hard on him, like this film's gonna be awesome. I love the characters; they look so cool.
Once again, Marty was disappointed.
Yep.
Because I was in the same boat. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was ready for this. I was like, dude, finally a new dinosaur movie.
Nope, it's the same shit we get all the time with dinosaur films.
Yep, runt of the litter goes out and makes a name for himself.
And it's not even done well. It's so barren. If this movie feels so confused. It's like a couple movies snipped together. It's just...
Yeah, that's my main problem with it, is that it's like, it feels like a compilation of episodes of a cartoon series put together for a movie. Like that, because there's a definitive, alright, he gets knocked out of his home and he has to get back home. That's the main story. But then they sidetrack from it at least 2 times, because I know they sidetrack when it's like the pterodactyls attack, they get lost, they meet the T-Rexes, they go get on a side quest to get the T-Rexes longhorns back from the rustlers, and then they go back on their way home. The pterodactyls attack again. He has his little. Oh, I'm spoiling the whole movie, but anyway, he has his little like come to
Hey,
Jesus
said
moment.
spoilers, so
He goes back after the pterodactyls to get the little human kid. Then they're on their way to the main quest, back to the house. Oh wait, look, more people. Like they keep veering off of the whole like main point. So it's like it feels like a bunch of different episodes put together, and that's like sort of my complaint about it, which I agree with you on. It's like because the elements of the film on their own, some of them kind of work, but it's just like as a big picture together, it doesn't hold up well.
No, it like you said, it just felt like a bunch of different ideas just strung together solely for the purpose of them being strung together to make people laugh and cry and blah blah blah. Because like now that I look back at it, it's just like, why did we need all those different things? It's like
Yeah,
because it was more about these different things we did during the journey rather than actually seeing the bond grow in a good way, because it was just kind of chopped and rushed to me, the whole bonding thing between the two.
yeah, because
It's
like
like,
in
oh, we're running smiles, that means we're bonding just because we're running.
there was no bonding whatsoever. And kind
like in the beginning, he really wanted to kill him. He actually
Yeah.
had a genuine motivation to do so. Like it was like he wanted to kill him the entire time, and it was basically from the point where the snake attacks till after he's kind of just like, oh, he saved me. We're kind of buddies now. It's like he forgot about how
Yeah.
basically his dad died because of him, and all this stuff. Because honestly, I really want to like this movie because I actually like its theme. Like the whole point of the movie is that like you have to get through your fear, you have to like man up and
Yeah.
do stuff. I liked that theme, and it's like the way that they did it. It kind of works. I see what they were trying to do, but just like I really did like that theme, especially when every time the lightning would come in and he like get the flashbacks of the moment with his father. I thought that was pretty cool, but just like I don't know.
It wasn't powerful enough at all.
Exactly.
It
Exactly.
didn't,
Like
it didn't do as good as it should have. I
Because,
agree.
like,
I love that theme of stepping up and being, facing your
in
fear
making
and
your
shit.
mark, that
Yeah.
the idea of making your mark really resonates with me. But just like
But it
the
came
way,
out so weak for some reason, and it because of the way they just handled it terribly, and it's such a shame because you don't get
Like-
that many, you don't get that exact theme that much anymore because it's I don't know. It's just
I think the
disappointing.
reason we feel this way now, like I think the best way to put it down is like at the end of the movie, there isn't that sense of accomplishment. You're kind of like, what did he really do?
Yeah.
Because he leaves home
Yeah.
and he just gets into trouble with people. He helps out the T-Rexes, but at the end, it's like he doesn't even talk about that. He's not like, hey, I met all these guys and did all this stuff. He just comes back. It's like the mark he made was falling into the river and finding his way back home. Like that's what he did.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like,
T-Rexes really do to help him? Nothing.
yeah.
They like saved his life once, but that was pretty much it.
They didn't teach him shit.
No, they didn't.
And can I just veer off because I'm going to act like the movie right now, and just veer off in a completely different direction.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about for a second how wasted Thunderclap is as a villain?
Yeah.
They did nothing with this guy, and I went in the film. I wanted to see a lot more shit from Thunderclap because we got a pterodactyl villain, a Nyctosaurus.
It's a pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl's a genus.
What? It was a Nyctosaurus. It had the thing on his head.
I thought the pterosaur groups were split up into pterodactyloids and then a different group.
No,
Like, isn't he?
I don't know. The one
I'm
was
just
like that
Nyctosaurus.
Sternberg.
Yeah. Like I know he's a
Species and-
Nyctosaurus. Like that's the actual species, but isn't Nyctosaurus a pterodactyloid pterosaur?
I don't think so.
Like I thought the pterodactyloids were the ones with the short tails.
I don't know shit about pterodactyls,
Nope.
pterosaurs.
Pterosaurs. No.
I only know the basics.
Yeah.
Whatever. Forget taxonomy. Back to your point.
Fuck it. Oh, yeah. He seemed like he was just plopped in there. He didn't have any real impact at all. And the T-Rex
I mean,
killed him.
he did kind of motivate Arlo to, wake up and shit. But it was
Oh.
really weird how that happened with
Like-
the whole like when he got knocked out and had his dream with his dad and shit. I was like, what the fuck is going
Oh,
on?
really
I
out.
will say I actually did like that part though.
That was out of place, though.
It felt out of place to me too.
Yes, but I like the way it was executed because it was kind of cool how his father's walking with him, not saying anything, and it's like you like he doesn't make any footprints because obviously he's a hallucination. I just thought that was really cool the way they did
agree.
that.
Yeah.
Because like what they did end up sort of like spoon feeding it to you because they actually look at his feet and show there's no.
multiple times.
But it's like it's mostly like a kind of detail oriented thing you just notice if you're looking around the screen. I thought that was kind of cool. And then how it's like, you know, his father says like "you're me and more" and stuff. I actually really like that line.
Mhm.
I thought that's one of my favorite
I
lines. In
just
that
don't
movie.
think it was earned.
Yeah, but I think it was necessary though.
It was necessary, but I don't think it was earned at all.
I mean, he got hit upside the head pretty good.
Yeah, but what did he really do prior to that? Punch a velociraptor?
A Dinotuthus.
Yeah, a Dinotuthus. Yeah, whatever.
Dinochuthus.
A Dyna fucking
He
Tuthus.
tail whipped a Dinochuthus and tail whipped another couple of pterosaurs, and that's pretty much
What the
it.
hell is a Dinotuthus?
No idea.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
know who you can ask about that.
yeah.
But anyway, yeah, like this goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's like at the end of the movie, he goes up there and makes his mark, but it's kind of just like, what did he really do though? Because it's like there was no singular focus on what it was. I guess it was the whole taking care of a critter thing. I guess that's what he did by giving it to another family. I'm sorry, but in the theaters, when I saw those people approach him and how their hair was completely different, they looked nothing like him, I literally thought that he was going to get into a fight with the man. Like, I thought they were just going to start fighting, just scrapping right there. Like some territorial stuff. That's what I expected. Because, like, that was not his family. And
Why
there
are they
are-
looking on all fours?
yeah.
No idea.
That makes
I thought that was kind of interesting. Like, just the
Yeah.
way it looked was kind of cool. I guess just the fact that they made them look like such, like, almost modern, advanced people. Like, they didn't really make them hairy and ape-like. They were just, like, people. So it's like, okay, whatever. They have
And
to
they were
always...
trying to be consistent with Spot himself because he's always running around on fours.
Which is kind of cool the way they did it. I thought it was kind of cool. Like,
Oh
but...
my god, I hated Spot. I wanted to punch the little fucker in the face. He was so pointless. I'm sorry to go on a tangent like that, but Jesus. Probably one of the worst characters in that movie.
I don't know. He kind of does make the story, though.
He was worse than anything else.
He has his moments, but
Why couldn't Arlo follow the Styracosaur, huh?
because
Oh.
he was a fucking weirdo.
Well, yeah. Pixar films have weird characters.
They do, and that was one of them.
So let's follow his ass. I want to know more about him.
Yeah, he was really cool. He kind of reminds you of like that's Styracosaurus character. Did he even have a name, first of all?
No.
No,
No,
well, good.
They didn't
I would
mention
remember
it,
him.
but he has some name, I think, that they mentioned.
My name's Cum Guzzler.
But
I am all white. All the animals jizz on me.
like
It's a nightmare.
it would have been pretty interesting to see more of him because he reminds you of the kind of character that you would see in Finding Nemo, like that cool, quirky uniqueness. Like he felt like that character right there felt really Pixar-y.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Like he felt like something that Pixar would make, which is really cool. And again, we only see him for like one scene. Kind of sucks.
Yeah, that's unexcusable in my mind. That's a sin. Because every other character is a stock character that we've seen already.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Even
And I'm gonna go ahead and make my point about the whole thing about the stock characters. Like that is like the movie's biggest weakness to older audiences who are like have seen things. But I feel like the movie has all that in it because it's tailoring to younger people who might not have seen movies like that, to where that sort of stuff comes from. So it's like it's not necessarily a justification of like saying that that's okay, But I feel like their target age group was these really young kids who haven't seen all the source material that they got their ideas from to make these characters.
Yeah,
So
they didn't even do it well though.
that's true, but it's like this is like that sort of
He's not
genre
saying it's an
film
excuse.
for a new
It's just
generation.
like it's not an excuse. I think David's trying to say it's just a. It's just
Like-
he's thinking of a logical reason why they did it in the first place, right?
Yeah, like they're trying to make this sort of movie for the new generation kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like I don't think it was all that effective. I'll agree with you. We could have had a better dinosaur movie, Pixar, please. But like,
A better
that's the
dinosaur,
only-
please.
I'm pretty sure this got a sequel. No one will watch
This
it.
was the bad dinosaur, alright? This wasn't the good dinosaur.
Imagine if they made a movie called The Bad Dinosaur and it was about this like little Allosaurus or something. Man.
I'll literally be done. Fuck that.
And then
What
it
if
turned
it-
out to be a really good movie.
Yeah, like it was like
They
the
did
movie was all about
Production
fight.
hell like the good dinosaur did, maybe. Because, oh my god, this had one of the worst production hells I think I've ever seen
Yeah, that was another
in a
thing.
Pixar film.
It took forever to finally get going.
It took
Yeah, because the Good Dinosaur is rumored to like I've heard about it since like I think 2011 or something. Like I've
Yeah.
heard about it a long time ago, and then just like nothing came to fruition. I'm like, so it just disappeared. But and then now this surfaces, and it's just like, oh, it's not what I was expecting, but okay, I'll like wait it out, see what it does. Then I finally see it, and I'm like, okay, that probably could have been better, but.
It went through 2 directors, so I'm not surprised. They cut a lot of things, so it probably was a lot better.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I'm actually going to be rather highly anticipating the release of it because maybe it'll have deleted scenes in there and we could see some of what it could have been. Like,
Yeah, and then
and
I
I
like
would-
to look
I would
at
be,
the backgrounds and stuff all nice and clear too.
I would also be really interested to see what kind of like production things are posted in there because maybe they'll show us stuff that got cut or stuff that it would have been like with the first director and stuff like that. So the release of it might actually be really cool, so we could see some of the potential because final product is lacking in a lot of areas, but maybe some of the things that they'll show us later will not necessarily justify it, but just like give us a taste of like, oh, that was neat. Too bad you didn't do that.
Like
Yeah.
like early concept art that was like glorious and beautifully designed.
Oh
before
yeah,
they
like
fucked it
watch.
up.
Better character design.
Yeah, like a design of like all the
Complements the
T-Rexes
environment.
done by like David Krentz or something, and it'd be like, who turned this down? Kill them.
It needs to be punished.
I don't know, man. Krentz does good dinosaurs, but I'd prefer someone who can put more emotion into them.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm talking about? I'm not trying to diss him or anything, but more cartoony. That's what I'm trying to say.
More
yeah, because his
Disney-ish.
dinosaurs are really natural.
Yeah.
Which is good, but like again for
Badass. But
but if you're trying to make them be more like emotive characters, that's not so good then.
You need expression, and I don't think that you're going to get that from an anatomically correct dinosaur.
no, not at all.
Well, Aladar was pretty good.
Aladar had very different facial structures from anatomically correct iguanodon.
That's true.
Yeah, but look at the rest of them.
They all had differences. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about his actual body. Like he wasn't like all goofy.
I
He
was
wasn't designed like a goofy dinosaur like Arlo. He still looked like a dinosaur.
well, yeah, I guess. I don't know what he was.
He probably wasn't like 100% accurate, but I'm just saying like he looked like a dinosaur. He didn't look like a cartoon. And his face had enough like abstraction to it to where he could make expressions and stuff. Like Aldar was a pretty good example.
Aladar. I thought you said Arlo. I'm like, what the fuck?
What? No, not that sounds nothing alike.
Yeah, it does. Aladar, Arlo, or Aldo. I'm sorry, Aldo.
Yeah. I always call Arlo Aldo.
He's seen it twice.
Arladar.
Always.
Arladar.
Yeah,
Arladar? They like they
Aladar
get
was a good
fusion dance.
example. I'd go a little bit more cartoony, but that's just my thing.
Yeah, I'd go more cartoony.
You're talking about like for a good dinosaur, right?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the idea of the Good Dinosaur being a silent film? Because I know in the nostalgia critics, well, not whatever, Doug Walker, him and his brother, they reviewed it and they were saying that they would have liked the Good Dinosaur to be like a silent film, and I'm like, Do you guys think it would have been as effective if it would have been?
I saw the
I think
review.
it would have, like, without
No.
any dialogue and no lips moving.
Yeah.
Or anything.
No.
I think it would have been nice.
Wouldn't have succeeded at all.
I don't think it would have succeeded that much, though.
It wouldn't have worked. Not with the
Right.
narrative they're trying to go with.
They would obviously have to, like, change a lot of things if they're going to go silent.
They would have to completely change the entire film.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause the trouble with doing a film like that is you have to be able to convey these ideas through pure visual
Yeah, a lot of
aesthetics.
people were-
Like they have. Like they have to look at it and know what you're trying to tell them, and that's
Yeah.
really hard to do.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Not often. I think the only one I know of is Spirit,
And Wally.
the horse movie, and Wall-E. But Wall-E had dialogue too.
No, but a lot
Yeah.
of people were saying from the beginning, ever since like the trailer came out for the Good Dinosaur, everyone's like, "Oh, I hope it's silent. It's a silent movie, kind of like the beginning of Wall-E, like the first half of the film, because everyone adores the first half. Everybody loves that first half of that film. And a lot of them in the comment sections of YouTube and Facebook and everything, they're
Ew.
always mentioning it. They're always like, "Oh, please make it like for her first half of Wall-E. It'd be great."
I loved Wall-E, but
Oh,
you shouldn't look at YouTube comments. That's cancer.
yeah.
And our video is going on YouTube.
Our fans are amazing. All right, everybody else's sucks.
Oh,
Jeez.
terrible.
Brad, I'm looking at yours.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just being really blunt here. I'm just
That's
one of
what the
those.
movie
And
does
see,
to him.
that's what happens, Pixar. That's what happens when you disappoint a man.
I was so excited for this freaking film, and it crushed me. I'm like, ugh.
It was pretty
Pixar
bad.
is Marty's new ex-girlfriend.
DreamWorks all the way. Shrek. Shrek is love. Shrek is life.
How long have we been going on? Maybe we should say, even though they're little, maybe a few positive things.
I was saying fairly positive stuff.
Yeah,
Well, at least from Marty.
Oh well, that's not gonna
I
happen.
think was positive. I think
The most
The
positive thing was like the amount of talent that went into the artistry.
the
And,
talent.
like the background scenes and shit. That was amazing.
Fucker asks me what I think is positive. He talks on his own.
Yeah, because you didn't want to say anything.
I was.
He was about to.
I'm sorry.
No, I agree with Fred said. On a technical level, this movie excels.
Oh, yeah.
I give it props for that.
Like
It's
it's
just-
literally their best movie visually.
Yeah.
Oh, Like, I would recommend it just for the technical level of it.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's
I can't-
definitely a
I'm
really
buying
good
it.
omen for future movies. Like,
Oh yeah. I'm buying it when it comes out on like DVD or Blu-ray, so I could look at all the nature and the plants and all the scenic
Yeah.
views and stuff. That was really well done.
I agree. It just wasn't supported by a good movie.
It's just like Walking with Dinosaurs 3D. Just fucking mute it and just watch it.
Yeah, because
I've never seen that muted. I have no idea what it'd be like.
It's a lot better. It's not perfect at all, but it's a lot better.
don't
than-
they have something called the Cretaceous cut where it's not Alex talking and it's just I like how I remember his name, but I can't remember anyone from the Good Dinosaur.
Asshole.
I remember the bird's name from Walking with Dinosaurs. I'm done. But anyway, like they had like a Cretaceous cut where it's supposed to be like
It's something on the
traditional.
Blu-ray.
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
it's not bad. I enjoy watching it every now and again.
Because that movie, like, the story was, like, you know, it was alright. It was,
It was
basic,
the same
but-
damn thing we've seen, though.
Yeah, that's why it was alright.
Oh, no. If it has the same damn thing we've seen all the time in a dinosaur film, then it's not good.
I didn't say it was good. I said it was alright.
I don't even think it's alright.
It's something you kind of shrug your shoulders at, so like, whatever.
It's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch that bloody Gorgosaurus run around and kill things.
I understand with dinosaurs, it's hard to come up with something, like, exactly, like, original without having to go, like, we have to travel.
Yeah.
Because that's what animals friggin' do. They travel.
And you can't really,
Yeah, and
I
it's
can't see
interesting
them
to
making
see
it
them-
too childish to where we follow a carnivore and have him learn to do shit.
No, with the great dying, that's a different story.
Yeah, but
Say,
yours, your
that sounds
project
great, Fred.
isn't
What are you
for
talking
like,
about?
little
Cost
kids.
of time too.
Yeah, Fred, what are you talking about? That sounds great.
I'm not talking about 2D animation. I'm talking about people making movies for kids and then having to do.
The great dying certainly is not for kids.
Yeah, that's why.
Well,
They're just.
okay, I see what you mean, Fred. You're saying like to have something with dinosaurs that's like tame enough that young children can watch it, because the whole thing about dinosaurs is that there's a lot of stuff that happens in their lives.
Kids
Lots
just
of it
want to go
being
on an
really
adventure.
Yeah, and like, but at the same time, that's kind of something that they didn't really take advantage of for the Good Dinosaur.
No, not at all.
Because kids want to go on adventures, and there's nothing more adventurous than going back in time to the age of dinosaurs. There are all these cool animals all over the place, and they didn't really capitalize on that. We did see a lot of little creatures throughout the movie, but they just kind of show up and maybe do something funny, or just like just like run away from something. I don't know, like really basic stuff like that. But they probably could have gone more in depth with that, and at least just did a bunch of cool creature scenes. Cause that weird snake lizard thing, that was really cool. That was a random animal they had.
It was pretty neat too.
Yeah, it was my favorite character still.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Good Dinosaur, we weren't exactly impressed by it, but
Mark.
I guess all you guys who've seen our videos, you can tell us what you think in the comments. If you agree with anything, disagree.
Like and share the video if you liked it, and
Yeah,
disliked it if you didn't like it.
subscribe,
Please,
please.
please. Mark our words. We're making our own stories.
With dinosaurs.
We
What
have
di-
our own projects, and we will
Yeah.
avenge the dino enthusiasts that have been disappointed.
Yeah, man. So
Not just
okay.
it.
So let's see. The Good Dinosaur. We had Jurassic World. I guess Godzilla half counts. I'm trying to think of all the dinosaur-related stuff that's going down, because since Jurassic World did so well, we're probably getting another one of those. I know
Financially,
financially, yes, that's
as
what I
a
meant.
film, it sucked.
Let's see. There's going to be another Godzilla. I've heard about King Kong. There's going to be another Gamera. There's going to be that Japanese Godzilla. Well, those aren't dinosaurs. Whatever. But I don't know.
Fucking
all the-
terrible.
All the dinosaur entertainment is like.
I think we're done for a while with dinosaur entertainment, unless
Well,
we go back to old movies.
Film-wise, there's a lot of games coming out that are dinosaur
That's
related.
true. We could, because
Oh, let's
we're
not talk
planning on-
about those.
oh no,
Ark.
Does it bother you?
Ark
I was going to talk
bothers-
about the Isle because Marty and I were planning on playing, and
The-
eventually
That game
David
does look
would
really
join,
cool.
And then
I
I
would
was
I would
thinking
play
we
the
could
Isle.
like record ourselves doing some gameplay, just a little bit,
Yeah.
just to fill up
That-
the YouTube channel a bit, and then we could eventually in like a month, within the month or so, just like catch up on some of the dinosaur discoveries that have been going on
There just haven't been
lately.
major ones worthy of a discussion.
Yeah, like there hasn't been any major, huge ones like the Spinosaurus that just blew everyone away. We're just like, whoa, we gotta talk about it.
And then reverted back to nothing.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah, because
So
the
then
only
we-
new dinosaurs I can think of, there's like some random Tyrannosaur. There's that little Calindrodromius. There's that Yee dinosaur, which is
Dakota
really weird.
Raptor.
Dakota Raptor. I think there was
Dakota
another
Raptor.
Ceratopsian we found.
Significant fine.
But all
Oh yeah,
those-
Dakota Raptor, our new Utah Raptor, basically.
Yeah, all
It-
these dinosaurs
Oh.
weren't worthy of like their own kind of episode or anything. But
Because they don't
They'll-
change the game, I don't think.
yeah, but we're gonna talk about all of them in one video soon, so that should be good.
Oh, but
We'll do
that's
that
a lot
next.
of. That's,
Yeah, we've been dying to review this for our channel, so we've kind of just put this on top priority.
yeah, and I've been on top of Marty trying to get him to watch that junk for the longest time.
Well, I watched it illegally, so
This man was talking about, oh well,
Funny.
I'll just watch it on my computer. Like the whole point of this movie is the graphics, and you're gonna watch it on the computer.
yes. Blu-ray.
Terrible.
Alright, guys, well, stick around. Hopefully, we'll make a new video soon.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm going to be going back to school after this next week. And so I'll be on that kind of schedule again.
Yep, and then Marty and I are trying to upgrade our.
Well, I've already tried, and I'm getting my new PC in a few weeks, so...
Yeah, we're gonna. Once we get our new PCs, we're gonna start whipping out some more stuff, and hopefully, like we said, gameplay, and eventually within the month or two, maybe like the latest is like mid-February or something. We'll finally lasso Rick into getting into
It's very...
a podcast, and then
very
we'll talk
busy.
about all the latest discoveries that we haven't talked about and put it all into one video. We'll try to do that. But we're
Rick's-
all just really busy, especially Rick.
Rick's just really busy. It's almost impossible to get a hold of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Rick
you
is
guys are
very-
going to get busy because of school.
Yeah.
Yep.
David's got to get a PC, man.
Look, I have a PC.
A gaming PC.
Oh, well, Nintendo.
He's covered there. But anyway, guys. Hope you liked our little rant, more of a review.
It wasn't
Yeah.
a rant.
It was more of a rant than anything.
Let's put it up as a rant.
We tried to like it.
I
and-
tried. I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, we were trying to say something positive. The only thing I could think of is like, the graphics are really good, and
Like,
I
wait,
may
what-
have got teary-eyed a couple of scenes, but that was it at all.
I actually didn't. I really wanted to, but it just wasn't strong enough.
Yeah,
Started out neutral, became very negative.
pretty much. So, all right, guys, this is the Coprolites podcast where we take shit seriously. Yes, we do. We take shit.
Let's
seriously.
ride.
Let's ride.
We'll see y'all later, because we're
Okay.
gonna ride.
We're gonna rustle up some rustlers.